Call Me Ishmael. That's how one of the greatest novels ever written begins, not with a hero, not with glory, but with a man who feels restless, empty, and pulled toward the sea. Ishmael doesn't fully know why, but when life on land feels heavy, he goes to the ocean. The sea, for him, is escape and destiny. He signs up on a whaling ship called the Pequod, owned by a mysterious captain named Ahab. At first, Ahab is nowhere to be seen. Sailors whisper about him. They say he lost a leg to a giant white whale, a creature almost mythical in size and power. That whale has a name, Moby Dick. When Captain Ahab finally appears on deck, everything changes. He is not an ordinary man. He walks with a limp, his missing leg replaced by ivory carved from whalebone. His eyes burn with something dangerous, not courage, not wisdom, but obsession. Ahab gathers the crew and reveals the true purpose of the voyage. This is not just a whaling journey for profit. This is a hunt for revenge. He swears to kill Moby Dick, the whale that took his leg and shattered his soul. And in that moment, the ship's fate is sealed. The crew, a mix of men from all over the world, is hypnotized by Ahab's passion. Some are afraid, some are excited. Some don't fully understand what they're agreeing to, but they follow him anyway, because a powerful leader, even a broken one, can pull others into his madness. Among the crew is Queequeg, a tattooed harpooner from a distant land. Though he looks frightening at first, he turns out to be loyal, brave, and deeply human. Through Ishmael's friendship with Queequeg, the story quietly reminds us of something important. True humanity often hides behind unfamiliar faces. As the Pequod sails deeper into the ocean, the world becomes darker. Storms rise, omens appear. Other ships warn Ahab. They've seen Moby Dick, and destruction follows him. But Ahab refuses to listen. Here is the heart of the story. Moby Dick is not just a whale, he becomes a symbol. For Ahab, the whale represents all the pain, injustice, and cruelty of the universe. Instead of accepting suffering as part of life, Ahab chooses to fight it, not wisely, not humbly, but with rage. And this is where Moby Dick becomes timeless. Because how many people do we know like Ahab? How many times do we turn a single failure, a single loss, into an enemy we must destroy, even if it destroys us? Finally, after months at sea, the white whale appears. The ocean trembles. The crew prepares for battle. For 3 days, Ahab chases Moby Dick across the sea. The whale is enormous, powerful, almost godlike. Boats are smashed, men are thrown into the water. Fear takes over. On the final day, Ahab sees his moment. He raises his harpoon and attacks, but obsession blinds him. The rope of his harpoon coils around his neck, and in one violent motion, Ahab is dragged into the sea, pulled down by the very creature he could not let go of. The Pequod is destroyed. The crew is lost. Only Ishmael survives, floating alone on the vast ocean, clinging to a coffin that once belonged to his friend Queequeg, now turned into a lifeboat. And here lies the final message. The story is not about killing a whale. It's about what happens when obsession replaces wisdom, when revenge becomes purpose, and when a person refuses to accept the limits of being human. Moby Dick asks us a hard question. Are you sailing your own course, or are you chasing a whale that will never bring peace? Ishmael survives because he observes, reflects, and learns. Ahab dies because he cannot let go. And that is why, more than 170 years later, Moby Dick still speaks to us, not as a sea adventure, but as a mirror. Because sometimes the greatest monster is not in the ocean, it's the one we carry inside.